April 2024, 10:30 a.m. I'm sat in a quiet grey room, walls all around, posters screaming the same thing on and on. ADHD, ADHD, ADHD. And a new word on me, neurodivergent. When I went to the paediatrician, they asked me, Jack, you know why you're here? I said, yeah, obviously I did. It's because I have ADHD. I'm here to try my meds. And then she asked me something I've never heard before. Jack, do you know what ADHD means? My face froze, my mind went blank. I'd only ever heard those 4 words, my little label. I'd never actually been asked what they stood for. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. It's a mouthful, even for those without it, let alone someone who has it. Who often can't remember how to spell their name. The textbook definition is a neurodevelopment disorder characterized by inattention, hyperactivity, and or impulsivity. I was diagnosed with ADHD back in 2018 before it became trendy. As a child, I never really needed to know the details of my diagnosis. It was a part of my everyday life. For the first 5 years of primary school, I've been known as a fidgety child. I wouldn't stay focused for long, and much to the annoyance of my Year 2 teacher, I found it easier to stand in class, take one of the breaks, and if the gardener decided to mow the lawn, he'd completely get my attention. I mean, it's more exciting than phonics any other week. Every parent's evening was the same for my parents. They'd say the same thing. Jack's a lovely, sociable child, but doesn't really focus. When I asked my parents how they felt during this time, they would say the same thing. I think it's a phase, I think it's a phase, I think it's a phase. And to my supply teacher in Year 4, who actually realised what was going on with me, found out I had ADHD, got put on the waiting list. But unfortunately, COVID hit. 2 years of my education was lost. No good practice could be put in to help improve my educational experience. The UK psychologist conducted a study of 64 young people in order to understand what it's like living with ADHD and how it affects school performance. There are 2 main themes appear: a negative cycle of experience and positive progress once the cycle is broken. In simple terms, as that's what makes sense to me, the problematic loop phase is when people start noticing that you're different to other children, how the curriculum isn't working for someone with ADHD, and the final phase, the impact it's having on a young person with ADHD. And progressing means when solutions are found to address difficulties. And by that, I don't just mean putting in a Sammy Center all day getting around. Positive trajectories after they concluded that educational experience for young people with ADHD are often negative and fraught with complication. Young people with ADHD are often finding themselves in a more positive trajectory after they are placed in an alternate form of education provision, or when they were able to study topics that interest and play with their strengths. This report was published in May 2023 and makes recommendations on how to improve the educational experience for children with ADHD. I really hope that the educational system listens. The way the curriculum is designed is not for people like us. We are not made to sit there for 45 minutes solid, writing, reading, listening. We learn with our hands, we learn with our minds. We need brain breaks. We need to learn about things that will stimulate our minds, not the conventional way that Romeo and Juliet would awaken in their minds through someone who loves reading. We learn through play, we learn through art, we learn through doing. Through taking apart a radio and rebuilding it, it's just simply because it's 2024 and there's still such a lack of understanding from teachers of what ADHD actually is and what learning methods suit us. Teachers are so focused on the model pupil and what they should look like and how they should act. They still don't know how to deal with us. Still now, my parents go to parents' evening are ready for the same 3 words: Jack doesn't focus. And they're prepared with the same standard response of yes, we know, he has ADHD. They even think of me getting a badge of it printed on. Yes, there are drugs designed to help us. The school pushed and pushed the benefits of these on me, my parents, but it takes ages for the right balance, and it's me who has to live with the side effects. The tiredness, aggression, the sudden turn of noise buzzing in my head when the drugs start to wear off after school. The educational department needs to adapt the curriculum for the next generation. They need to introduce more diversity in what we are taught. They need to be more flexible in how you deal with children with ADHD, and the teachers need to move away from every pupil should fit into one box. We don't want to be put into special schools designed for problem children. We want to stay in the same mainstream schools with our friends we grew up with, went to nursery with. We are not the problem. The system is the problem. The system that is still stuck in the 1900s with their behavioural policies, their poster-child students. Why can't they step outside the box? See that there are other methods of learning, play with our strengths, rather than making us try to squeeze all our energy into one matchbox and force us to do our weaknesses and punish us for this. Lacent and NIC data estimate that 5% of children living in the UK have ADHD. That's 694,000 people, and the figures are increasing annually. I fear for my little brother who also has ADHD. His is a lot worse than mine. Yes, there's a vast spectrum and we all present ADHD in different ways. He has the support he needs in primary school, he will get lost in the system of a mainstream secondary school from what I've experienced if things don't change for the better. Just imagine how boring life would be if we were all the same.